Only one more day of OTAs, and then on to the luxurious training camp. What's up, fans? Day 8, OTAs, open the media. What does that mean? Why am I talking like this? Because I'm going to tell you everything that went on. Just a reminder and a warning, very defensive day. So if that makes you nauseous, still watch the video. Just grab yourself a ginger ale or something. We got OTAs, I'll give you the rundown of that. And we got press conferences from Adam Gase, Baker, Aikens and Spence, Walt Aikens, and Ballage. So it's a very packed day. And then of course, we got your comment of the day. So let's get right into it. Or other words, let's get, now, I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes I say farted and sometimes I say started, so farted started. So the news from today's OTA, no Sitton, no Carew, no Duarte, no Lucas. Sitton is the new one that everyone's like, oh no. But essentially, Sitton, it's not a major injury, it's just, he's taking a break because it's OTAs. So that's all you gotta think of it. While they were warming up, Gesicki was running seam routes, and Omar Kelly noticed that this dude's like, he just takes the frig off. He's just like got ridiculous airspeed, and the more it goes on, the more people are friggin' just loving Gesicki. Also, Malcolm Lewis is a very pleasant surprise. I think he was undrafted. So a lot of people thought he was just gonna be a camp body, but he isn't a camp body. So a lot of very good surprise with this man. Brock Osweiler, the talk before stuff started was serious accuracy issues. It also, if his feet aren't planted, that's where his serious accuracy issues are. It's supposed, they're saying that the competition between him and Fales is very equal, but I don't see it. I see Fales being better because he's had better practices. And then the last thing that was mentioned before they actually started getting to work was that they love that Ted Larson can play all three interior alignment positions. He's very versatile. Well, that's why they got him in the first place. So we'll get right into some 11-on-11, some red zone work, some fucking football. Right off the bat, first snap of the practice, Robert Quinn friggin' burns Lemery Tunsil for a sack. It's just gonna happen a lot. Like I warned you, if you feel a little nauseous defensively, keep watching. They noticed that Gore's inside run capability is ridiculous, and he can find the holes wherever it is. Then Gabe Wright, can you guess what Gabe Wright did? If you don't know what position he plays defensive end. Can you guess what he did? He got a sack on Tannehill. Then after a very sluggish first rep with sacks and just drop passes and just, it was just caca, Ryan Tannehill called the first offense back on the field to do more work. He ain't dealing with this shit. Then Jonathan Woodard flushes David Fales out of the pocket. He gets a nice 10-yard run. Brock Osweiler then throws a pick six to Tony Lippett. What they're noticing is with Tony Lippett being that he used to play wide receiver, normally with like if your wide receiver is one-on-one with the corner and they're like running down the seam, or they're, you know, just one-on-one, you throw the ball up and either your receiver's going to catch it or the ball's going to get batted away, because it's known that corners can't really catch. But they're saying with Tony Lippett, you throw that ball up, it's a 50-50 that man's going to snatch that ball out of your wide receiver's hands. That's why I like Tony Lippett, to win the boundary cornerback battle. Jalen Davis breaks up a Bryce Petty pass. And then at this point in practice, Sanders is 3 for 3 with field goals ranging from 45 to about 50 yards. So far he's been doing really good in camp. And then after that, Robert Quinn with another sack on Tannehill. A lot of people are noticing that Robert Quinn is no Mario Williams, because if you remember when we got Mario Williams from the Bills and we signed him in free agency, everyone was like, he kind of gave up in Buffalo, and a lot of Dolphin fans were like, well, he still got it. No, they're saying Robert Quinn is legit. To have him with Cameron Wake is going to be very nice. Then Mike Gesicki releases a block on Jalen Davis. Essentially, like, he's blocking him, and then all of a sudden Jalen Davis gets by him. Mike Gesicki releases the block on a cornerback. I know he's getting better at blocking, and I know he has a lot of practicing to do at blocking, but not on a corner. I'm sorry. Any tight end should be blocking a corner to the ground. Then after that, Sanders misses a 57-yard field goal, but he was still 6 for 7 on the day. So he's getting better. Last I heard, he had that nice 7 for 7 day. So it's a good. Sanders is doing well. He's doing well. And then the quarterbacks are working on their rollouts and mobility, and a lot of people notice that Tannehill has the same exact mobility he had before the knee injury. So that's really great to hear, because that is the one thing that made people like hesitant on defense, because you bum rush him and there's a hole, he'll take off running and get us the first down. And then Jonathan Alston with a nice stop of the punt on the 2-yard line. Again, if these rookies and undrafted players want to make the team, that's how you make it, is on special teams. Then a would-be sack from Raekwon McMillan on Ryan Tannehill, but they let the play go. And then Tannehill throws a nice pass down the field to Kenny Stills. Then a nice touchdown catch from A.J. Derby from Ryan Tannehill. Then probably the highlight of camp, maybe the whole camp, is a 70-yard bomb touchdown from Ryan Tannehill to Danny Amendola, and I'm hearing that the ball was mostly in the air and it was beauteous. I didn't get to see it, obviously, but hearing that makes me very happy. The only sad thing about that is that the guy in the coverage was Xavier Howard. Then he makes up with it on the next play when he breaks up a screen play to Devontae Parker in the red zone. And Ryan Tannehill on 4th down gets rushed out of the pocket and has to throw the ball away. Essentially, the defense winning that drive, and then the O-line, you can hear them saying, fuck, because they know they're messing up. Then people noticing that Frank Gore is taking old man reps, and essentially what old man reps are is he's not playing that much. It's OTAs. We don't need him to play. So Ballage is getting a lot of reps, and a lot of people are noticing that he's really quick and he's really great when he gets the ball in his hands. And after that, William Hayes gets a sack fumble on Ryan Tannehill, which means he touched Ryan Tannehill. Not in OTAs, not in training camp, you don't touch the quarterback. Because if you friggin' injure the starting quarterback, I don't care. You could be friggin' Cameron Wake, your ass is in trouble. And then they noticed that Gesicki was having a great day today, a ton of catches. He had, I think it was 3 catches. One of them was a 10-yard catch where the ball was batted in the air, and him and Fitzpatrick are batting the ball back and forth, but he snatches it. And they're noticing that he's fighting for the ball. He's playing really well. Deion Branch with a nice spin move on Sam Young to sack Brock Osweiler. And then right after that, Sam Young false start. So it's like, Sam Young, come on, my dude. You played so well last year. Then Mike Gesicki with a nice 3rd down catch for the 1st down. And then right after that, Sam Young holding on Branch. Branch was Sam Young's daddy today. And then Gabe Wright with the 2nd sack of the day. Jersey's being torn because he was being holed, but he still got the sack. And that's how we end OTAs. Top performers. Deion Branch, friggin' terrorized Sam Young. Gabe Wright, 2 sacks today. Great job. Mike Gesicki, active, 3 catches, especially that one batted ball up in the air with him and Fitzpatrick. Robert Quinn, sack machine, was just being super disruptive. And then finally, Tony Lippett with the pick 6. Now we go into the press conferences, and we're gonna start with Adam Gase. And he starts by saying that you shouldn't be worried about these sacks. Essentially, that's what me and a lot of other people are saying, is that they're not wearing pads. So for the offensive line to block these dudes without them wearing pads is very hard. Even with the linebackers and the running backs, it's hard to figure out what we have and how hard they're playing without the pads. So a lot of the sacks I've been saying, it sucks, but wait till they put the pads on to see what they really can do. Then they talked about Walt Aikens and how he's been working really hard to find a role on this team and a role in this defense, and he's being way more vocal and way more passionate than he was in the previous years. Then when talking about the rookies, he's saying he really likes what he sees from Ballage. The tight ends are getting it to the point where they don't have to think and they aren't making mistakes. Likes what he's seeing from Mike Gesicki downfield and his get-up speed and how fast that dude is. That's what Adam Gase had to say. Then out came Baker, and Baker essentially talked about the position he's playing. They asked him, are you playing inside, outside, middle? He said he hasn't played Mike yet. Probably won't, but he's saying he's been playing left and right, weak and strong side. He's also said he's been playing with the 1st, 2nd, 3rd stringers. But he also said that the faster you learn the defense and the faster you learn this game of football, the faster it is for you and the faster you can be, which I agree with. But his press conference was short. Then we get Walt Aikens. He also had a short one. He was essentially talking about how he moved back to safety, which is good because that's the position where he plays the best. He played really shoddy at corner. He said his early struggles really messed him up, but he's learned from it and he's grown and he's become way stronger. And then out came Ballage. He said he hasn't made any mental errors really in the OTAs, and he's really happy about that. He also said that Frank Gore loves to study running backs, study how they play and what he can get from them, and he's a vet. So he said he's picked up a lot on that to study other running backs, and he's really been picking Frank Gore's brain. They also asked him what type of running back he makes his game after, and he said David Johnson and Le'Veon Bell, which if he is anything like them, then I'd be super pumped because then we got a great friggin' running back. Then finally, we got Aikens and Spence, who came out. He said he was super excited to come back and be with his coach. He called him Coach Chris, which is the defensive line coach. He said that being with Coach Chris and in the same scheme, it's really great, and it makes him super happy to be back in this atmosphere. He said his strengths are that he gets off the ball real quick and he knows the scheme. So the fact that he knows the scheme, knows the defense, and knows the coach, he can really help these young defensive tackles, which is good. He called the defensive lineup that he had in Detroit, which essentially is where Coach Chris came from, a hockey lineup, because essentially in hockey you have skaters coming in and out, and he said when he was in Detroit, when the Lodinata and the other defensive tackles got injured, it put a lot more weight on his shoulders to have more snaps, whereas now with the defense that we have and the defense they wanted to run in Detroit, it's a lot of in and out, in and out, in and out, which is good, keeps the defensive line fresh, and hopefully stops the run and pressures the pass, because that's the biggest thing we've had a problem with last season, was stopping the run and getting to the quarterback. He said that he is a team guy. He just wants to help out the edge rushers. He said he loves Coach Chris. He says if he's not yelling at you, that means he doesn't care, which is funny. He also said that Coach Chris ran 20 hills when they would do the hill drill. He runs it with them, which is super cool to hear that this defensive coach is that passionate. I really hope that this defensive line can be as passionate and as crazy as I'm reading. And then finally, he says his top defensive players that he's seen and been around is Xavier Howard, Raekwon McMillan, and Rashad Jones. That's essentially what happened today. It was a great day for the defense. Nice pass from Ryan Tannehill, that bomb to Danny Amendola. Gesicki showed up, played really well today. Our kicker, Sanders, 6 for 7. It's not a bad day, especially if, from what we're hearing, he's having accuracy issues. O-line needs to step it up, but like I said before, don't have pads on. It kind of makes it hard for the O-line. But I like what I'm seeing so far. Tomorrow will probably be closed off to the media, and then I think they get a little break, and then training camp starts. So super pumped. Let's get to the thing that you guys love, and I love doing because I love seeing you guys' comments. Comment of the day, and this one comes from Anthony, and he asked me, do you think the fin should go back to the old logo? Yes. I hate the new logo. When they revealed the new logo, I freaking hated it. It looks like toothpaste. Here's the new logo. Here's toothpaste. It looks like toothpaste. The logo that I love and that I would like them to go back to, I know they wear the throwbacks, but I want them to go back to this one. This is my favorite logo. I grew up with that logo. I'd like them to go back to that logo and then still do the throwbacks with the throwbacks they have now. I'd like them to go back to I think it was like 2000 to 2000, well, until we got our new logo. Uniforms, I like those uniforms a lot. But the throwbacks they have now are friggin' amazing. So yeah, I'd like them to go back to those throwbacks. But then if they have them permanently, they're not that special. So that's why I think they should go back to this logo and then still do throwbacks. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are super pumped for the season. I hope you guys are super pumped for this defense, because from what I'm hearing, either the offense sucks or the defense is just that good. But I'm hearing Robert Quinn is a beast. So I'm super pumped about that. Follow me on Twitter. I'm tweeting out a ton of things. Greatly appreciate if you follow me there, because then I can tweet and ask you guys, hey, what do you want me to talk about in a video today? Or hey, you know, what questions you want me to do? You know, just follow me on Twitter. Make your life easier, make my life easier. Also, don't forget to follow my second channel, The Bad Boys. I just shipped out 2 wristbands to 2 awesome dudes, Sean and he told me he had to pronounce his name like Seven, so it's like Kevin. If I got it wrong again, I apologize. But I just literally today just shipped out your wristbands. But anyway, go subscribe to the channel, comment, and I will send you guys out a wristband. You can ask these two dudes when they get them. I will do it. But other than that, hope you guys have a great Tuesday. I'll see you guys tomorrow for press conferences because I don't think it's open to the media. I got you something special for you, planned for you guys on Thursday, because there's a conversation going on in the comments below between non-Dolphin fans, and I definitely want to address it. But other than that, have a great day. Fins up. Back in my echoey ass car with shitty sound, and probably looks really shitty because there's a shadow on my face. Day 7 of the OTAs, closed to the media. They were in the bubble practicing today, but I got some press conferences from Stephon Anthony, AJ Derby,